Does this mic work?
Hello?
What are we doing? What are we doing?
You're listening to the only podcast that admits they might know what they're talking about.
Sounds like something a guy in a van would tell me.
This is We Might Know Sports.
I love you!
What were my options again? Sorry. Come on! With Corey.
I hope everyone has a ball.
Kevin. Don't listen to Stefan and his crap rules. And Stefan.
Pacers versus the Mavs, which is, I believe, is also tonight. Oh, goddamn you, Siri. Stop. I've never once called you and actually wanted to talk.
You said Pacers.
Pacers. There's a no-hitter right now. Bottom of the seventh. Oh, never mind. No longer a no-hitter.
Wow! You know it's bad when Kevin's correcting people on their pronunciation of names. You know you're in trouble. You, sir, are god-awful.
That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook. It's time!
And here we go.
Wait. Trubisky sucks.
Well. We aren't all finally back together. It's wonderful.
The bi-weekly podcast now.
Week before Thanksgiving.
Feast week,
Feast week.
as the ESPN is showing.
I will be enjoying my Thanksgiving by working a nice 12 hours. Hopefully getting a nice turkey dinner from the hospital at least.
Since I'm missing Thanksgiving, BMW ordered pizzas for the whole plant. Everyone got 3 slices. I was trying to do the math on 3,000 people each getting 3 slices. How many pizzas that was? I didn't figure it out.
You can't figure that out. How many people? How many people were they? They hadn't been sheep.
They were Papa John's, pepperoni and cheese.
It's like 1,000. Rough guess. I was going with 8 slices. I did 8 slices a pizza, 3 pieces a person. You said 2,000 or 3,000?
There's 3,000 employees.
It's about 1,000.
How can you can't even order that amount? That's not even possible.
Apparently you can.
If you schedule it ahead of time, you can probably. They probably started making it
Are all 3,000 people working the same day though?
Yeah. There's 3,000 on the day shift and 3,000 at the night shift.
So you're looking at
BMW
500.
employs 10,000 people. I didn't add all the higher management people because it was really just the assemblymen that got. There's 3,000 of them.
So it's 500 and 500 or.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that pizza. It's impossible to get that pizza there hot.
It wasn't hot when I. It was lukewarm.
They had to start making that pizza at midnight, just to get it there by lunch.
They probably called up all the local Papa John's and they all did it.
Maybe.
I don't
Hey,
think
if you take
one
100, you
could
take 100. Boom.
Yeah.
Still need 800 more.
I don't know. It was pretty cool. A company did that though.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can't even imagine.
Here I
got-
am. I'm just
They got to
smoking
work at a
turkey.
pizza shop down there.
Yeah, right.
Well, that was nice of them.
Was nice.
I'm confused. Why did they do that though? Because Thanksgiving's coming up.
There's 3 teams, so everyone's on different schedules. Team 3, which I'm on, happens to not work Thanksgiving, So they really did it so Team 3 could get pizzas. Just Team 1 and Team 2 benefited from that because on Thanksgiving, the employees that are working, they're going to get a turkey dinner from on BMW as well. So they like make out twofold.
All right.
But they wanted us to get something even though we aren't working.
Well,
Right.
they appreciate you, a company that cares about you?
Yeah.
Crazy. They also probably did that so they don't have to give them a raise anytime soon.
We get a
Christmas bonus?
we get a Christmas bonus. It's 3% of your yearly earning.
Wow.
Not bad. I remember when I worked at Cardinal, anytime we were all like upset about something, they would just buy us food.
Yeah.
It's like everybody was like upset about like their raises or something. It's like, all right, well, we decided to just kind of buy you guys all some food, and
Makes it better for a little while.
right. It's like, all right, I feel a little better, but the bigger issue is still there. But that was always one of my favorite things. Now working at the hospital, there's free food all the time. It's
Yeah, I heard Samantha said there is all the time.
either from patient families or like, I feel like every other week is like Celebrate Nurses Week or something, and like somebody's like buying food for us.
Mm-hmm.
Day, one of the chaplains, he like bought like pizza for like, bought like 6 pizzas or something for us.
At one of the things I went to throughout this process of childbirth, I walked by one of the cafeterias and they had like Olive Garden to go, and it was just like a smorgasbord of stuff at the hospital. I was like, damn, interesting.
Wait, it was like
Olive Garden to go.
there was like an Olive Garden to go in the hospital?
No. They brought like catered a lunch.
Gotcha.
I was like, damn.
Gotcha.
I'm simple. I'll take a pizza.
You'll take the pizza?
Yeah. I'm cheap and easy. Give me a Little Caesars pizza, $5, whatever.
All right. Yeah, no, I'm always very appreciative of anything anybody buys for us. It's nice. It's always nice. Doesn't go well for my physical attributes, but all right. So, been a couple weeks. A lot's gone down in the sports world. Me and Corey checked out an NBA game, live and in person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about Corey, but John Morant seems like the real deal to me.
Yeah. He won on the game after to hit another.
I know.
Yeah. Another game winner. Now he's made some posterizing dunks since like he's caught the NBA world by storm.
Then I feel like he gets overshadowed by Luka, who's just fucking absolutely.
But Luka's not a rookie. He's just a freak.
I know. But Luka's just on a tear right now.
And Zion's got some like big shoes to fill when he does come back because Ja's kind of running away with Rookie of the Year unless Zion comes and is just an absolute monster.
Right.
But I just have a feeling there's going to be a little growing pain with Zion. I don't think he is just going to come in. Maybe I'm wrong because his shooting percentage is so ridiculously high. But
Yeah. I mean, he just, like he doesn't shoot like a lot, like jumpers and stuff. So shoots a lot of high percentage shots.
Yeah. No, he's smart. He knows what he can do. He can hit a wide open three. We all know he can do that now at this point. And he's good around the basket.
Apparently Ben Simmons can as well.
Now.
We got it.
Only took him how many years?
How would you feel if the crowd reacted like that when you hit a three? Like, is that like nice or is that sad?
I think I would be more sad about it.
Yeah, me too. You're like, oh.
Like that's just like that's like how like Rondo used to be. Rondo was just so bad at shooting.
Yeah.
And anytime he would like actually make a jump shot, everybody was like, "Yes, finally!" Because literally everybody would just back off him playing defense.
Yeah. He's back and healthy for the Lakers now.
Is it?
Not that they seem to need him. They're doing just fine.
NBA's shaping up to be a good year.
The West is the wild, wild West, as usual.
The Warriors are going to be playing for top 5 draft pick probably.
Yeah,
Paul
and then
George
Steph and
is
Clay are going to
back.
come back, and they're going to win it all next year because they're going to have the number 1 player.
Paul George is
It's
back.
going to be what the Spurs did with Duncan.
Who are they going to get? Wiseman?
Yeah, it's going to be they're going to get Wiseman, Clay, and Curry, and Draymond next year.
And then what free agent they going to land?
Yeah, who knows? I just feel like it's just set up to be awful next year.
Because they could also trade away D'Angelo Russell, get another high draft pick, bring us
Mhm.
more talent.
Yeah, it's actually not the worst thing in the world. There's going to get a whole new rebuild, basically.
Yeah, they still have their core.
Right.
They did all that shit without Durant, so it's not like they just need everybody healthy, obviously.
Yeah. No, it just totally reminds me of when the Spurs were good, but they lost David Robinson for the year and they got the first pick in the draft because they were
Yeah.
so bad. They took Tim Duncan and they won it the next year.
It's just so crazy when like you think of like the Warriors and just how dominant they've been, and now they're just like literally like nope, like this. They're not even existent this year. Like Warriors
No.
do. Like
The Suns were up 49-12 at the end of the first quarter when they played. It was bad.
was that they lost to somebody by 50 the other night.
Dallas.
Dallas.
Luka went in there and destroyed.
Yeah. And didn't he do it in like he didn't even like put in that many minutes. He only did like
No.
25
They
minutes.
scored 149 points in a
Yeah.
game without overtime.
I saw that they were just still like jacking up threes as the game was ending, like and just hitting everything. It's insane.
Oh, I know what I want to say. Kevin, we were talking about, you asked me about a surprise team, and I said at that point, Sacramento was a surprise because I was like, how are they 0-5 when last year they were competitive?
Mhm.
Since we talked, they've won 7 in a row.
Including beating the Celtics.
I was like, all right, they're back. That's the team I thought they would be.
Just had to figure some stuff out.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know what happened. I don't know what they were on in the beginning of the year. They took a wake up.
I mean, you got Portland struggling at 5-11, a
Yeah.
team that went
Carmelo-
to the Western
Carmelo
Conference
looked
Finals.
good last night, though. He shot real well.
Yeah. Who the hell
We'll
is
see if
that?
he can keep it going.
I think the weight loss was huge for him. He looks in so much better shape, and he needs to be with his age.
All right.
Oh, got company. This is Charlotte, special guest of the podcast. Thanks. Yeah. She was letting me know that. Where is this? Olaf's head's missing.
Oh no.
Terrible.
Jeez. Funny. Yeah, NBA.
Paul
Harden.
George.
Has Harden scored under 35 yet this year?
I don't know. He's on a tear.
Like, not even fair what he's doing right now. Like, I just don't understand. Like, teams playing against him. Like, this dude's putting up 40 plus points a game. Like, how are you just not like? I would just, if I was a team, I would literally say, all right, our goal is to. I don't even care if we lose the game. I just don't want him to score like 20 points.
I feel like teams take the opposite approach though. Like I feel they're like, all right, Harden's gonna get his 40.
Let him get his, and then just
Yeah.
try.
Let's
yeah.
see if we can stop it. And then he's like, all right, you think you can stop me? I'll just go for 50 tonight and we'll win. The Nuggets did beat them though. I'm looking up the last few scores. The Nuggets beat them 105-95. And Harden dropped 27. There you go.
There we go.
Under 30.
All right. Finally came back to earth.
Still led the
Although
team,
he
though.
shot 4 of 8 from 3 and 8 of 16 from the field, so he actually shot 50% and they still lost.
Not terrible.
No. That's because Westbrook, anytime Westbrook takes more shots than Harden, they lose.
Yeah.
Westbrook took more.
That's how it was with Durant, too.
That's not true.
What part?
Westbrook took 26 in their win over Portland.
Oh.
Westbrook's just still going to jack up shots. He's not changing
So-
his game.
Harden's,
He still
Harden's
jacked up
last,
at least 20 shots a game.
Yeah, he's not
Harden's
changing his
last
game.
5 games, Stefan. Harden's last 5. He shot 27 or had 27 points against the Nuggets, but then 36 against Portland, 49 against Minnesota, 44 against Indy, and 47 against the Clippers. All those were wins until the loss to Denver.
Right.
So you're right. If he scores under 35, they lose.
Maybe my game plan is the way to do it. Maybe I need to go into coach in the NBA.
Maybe.
You see his ankle? We don't want you to break it. We just want you to hurt it enough for him to be out for a little bit.
But yeah, those scores are ridiculous. How do you average? He's averaging 38.4 this year.
Yeah.
What's the highest?
He really could do a Jordan and average 40 for a season.
Just isn't even right.
It's gonna start to become is he really a better scorer than Kobe? Scorer, not player.
I don't know. That was too much for me to wrap my head around.
Wow. Right now, if James Harden stays on this pace, he will be the 3rd highest point per game average
Ever, right?
ever for a
Yeah.
season. First 2, Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah, at 50 something.
Yeah, next 2 after him, Wilt Chamberlain. Michael Jordan doesn't enter until 6th.
Is
Last year, I guess it's not. He's just improving upon last year because last year James Harden finished with 36.13 points per game.
That's even ridiculous.
So that put him 8th on the list.
But he didn't win MVP. Right?
who even? I don't even know who even won. It's Kawhi. No.
Yeah, didn't Kawhi? Or did Durant? No, Durant didn't miss the end.
NBA.
Who the fuck won MVP last year?
Oh man, you're really testing my. Yeah, James Harden won last year.
Hey,
Hold on. Let's make sure. That may have been.
Oh, it was the year before where he averaged a ridiculous assist and point average, but Russell had the triple-double, so they
Right.
lost.
right.
Oh, that was long list. Sorry, wrong list. That was 2018.
20, well,
would've been
Giannis.
22,
Giannis
28.
won last year.
who did?
Giannis.
Oh. Yes,
Oh, Giannis. Yeah.
that's right.
So it was Giannis, Harden, and then before that, Westbrook. Got it. Westbrook isn't averaging a triple-double this year.
Probably not.
No.
Is he even like close? What is he
I
even?
think he's at like 20. I mean, he's obviously got the double-digit points, but I think he's at like 6 and 6. I don't think he's even close. Not that 6 and 6 is bad by any
Right.
means.
I just think just with that style of play, I mean, Harden does so much ISO stuff that he's not going to get as much assists, especially. Rebounds shouldn't really die off as much, but maybe just with the fact that he's on a better team.
I think that's what it is. Although Steven Adams wasn't a bad rebounder.
No, but I don't know. I think the rest of the team around him probably.
Because I'm kind of, you're right. Like, why isn't he getting rebounds? I mean, Clint Capella is a good rebounder, but not that much better than Steven Adams. Although, against the Nuggets, Clint Capella had 21 rebounds.
Yeah,
That'll do it.
that'll do it. Yeah, NBA's
What do we think of Paul George's return? And him playing so well? Are the Clippers super dangerous?
Anyone with
Think
Kawhi on.
dangerous. I really don't think there's any like clear cut. I mean, the Celtics hung with them. They lost in overtime.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any real like clear cut favorite to win it all this year, honestly.
There really wasn't. Oh, last year until the injuries, it was the Warriors. But
Yeah. Which
yeah, this year, no.
I think. I mean, I think the West is pretty competitive. And I think the East is going to be really competitive. So I really don't know what we're going to get for a. Like I feel like most years we kind of have an idea of like who we're going to get in the finals, and this year I feel like I have literally no idea who's going to be.
So
I want to say it's going to be one of the Los Angeles teams.
yeah,
Then probably either the Bucks, the Celtics, maybe.
so without looking at the standing, do you know who would be in the playoffs today?
No, I probably don't. I mean, I could probably name like maybe 5.
Go try to name the West first.
West, you got Lakers, Clippers,
Yep.
Rockets,
Yep.
Nuggets.
Yep. Those are the top 4 right there. And then you need 5, 6, 7, 8. You just talked about one player that's playing godly.
Oh, Dallas.
Yep.
Is Utah in there?
Yep.
What the?
Two more, and you probably won't get it.
You gotta think of last year. There was a team that finished really hot after starting terrible for like the first 50 games.
Is Sacramento up there?
They're 9th. They just missed the cut. Because they started so bad.
Right.
They're going to get in there. Because I don't believe that the 8th seed is real.
No.
No. The 8th seed is Phoenix.
I was gonna say Phoenix. I didn't.
That was the
And the
team I was
7th
trying to give you a hint with.
Yeah.
The 7th seed is Minnesota.
Oh. I would have never guessed Minnesota.
Then the East is a little bit even. I would never guess the bottom. I would never guess the bottom 2, pretty much. It would be the same thing.
Right.
Milwaukee, Boston, Philly. This isn't in order. Those are the teams that I would have guessed for sure. And then I knew Miami was hot. They're sitting at 10-3. And then Toronto somehow is still very good at 10-4. Indiana, I knew had been playing well. I would have guessed them, but not Brooklyn or Orlando.
Yeah, I definitely want to pick Orlando. And Brooklyn, I thought wasn't playing that well, but
Well, those 2 teams are in with losing records, so
okay, so they aren't playing that well.
it's the East.
It's just
But after
your
we watched
typical
that,
East standings every year. Couple subpar teams in there.
but after we watched that one game, we said Charlotte actually isn't that bad, remember? And they aren't. They're only a game out of being in 7th place.
I was gonna say that I think they'll end up in. They should anyways end up in.
I think they're definitely better than Orlando, even though Orlando made the playoffs last year. I just don't know if they're better than Brooklyn.
Right.
Chicago, Washington, Atlanta, Cleveland, Detroit, and New York are all trash. I don't know why Detroit's so bad. Maybe they'll get it together with Blake, but they're bad. They've lost 5 in a row, so maybe they won't get it together with Blake.
Yeah, probably not. It'll be interesting. I'm gonna keep watching. Keep watching my boy Ja.
And your Celtics play decent.
I've officially jumped on the Memphis bandwagon.
So before we leave the NBA talk, I was getting into it with this kid at work who honestly believes that Jimmy Butler is better than Steph Curry.
All right, moving on to some more realistic talk here. I don't. I mean, I
I
guess
couldn't
like
wrap my head around it, but then he kept saying, "Well, he's a better overall player, isn't he?"
that's the only argument I was gonna say is like overall
And he's like, "If Steph Curry, if you dropped him on Miami, would they be 10-3?"
probably.
That's what I said. I go, Miami made the playoffs last year. Like Jimmy Butler didn't just miraculously turn them around.
Right.
And I go, you can't. Steph's shooting, passing, and dribbling are top 3 in the whole league. Jimmy Butler's not top 3 at any one category. Nothing. He's good at everything, but he's not great at anything.
Yeah.
But then he was like, well, Philly was a luck shot away from making the championship last year, that Kawhi shot. That's because they had Jimmy. I go, come on. It's not because they had Jimmy.
Right.
Jimmy, baby.
Yeah. I don't think I would. But I'd probably still take Steph.
I would too. Moving on.
All right. Moving on to.
I can't hear you guys. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh,
yeah.
now I can.
Stefan just left us on a giant cliffhanger. Moving on to
Oh, so was it me that you guys just couldn't hear? Maybe.
apparently.
Yeah.
I was like, and where are we moving on to?
Let's move on to some college basketball. We'll stay in basketball. Basketball starting to ramp up. We've had some decent games so far. Oh, what have we got for standings for our pick'em?
It's rough.
Pretty close so far. 5-5, 5-5 for me and Corey. 4-6 for Kevin.
Typical start for the year. I feel like we always
Nope.
start really slow and then we finally find a rhythm. Well, at least Corey and I do.
Yeah. Nobody's got a true feel of the college season yet. And we started off real good this week with all of us loss.
Thanks, Texas.
Yeah. Well, this week really only one game matters.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd still like to have an above 50 pick 'em.
Yeah.
Same.
What's that?
So we'll see how that goes. We beat Cal yesterday, 87-52.
Hi, go left.
Sure.
Okay.
UConn beat Buffalo yesterday, 79-68. Kevin cheated. Go to the score.
Yeah, okay.
I don't believe him. If I lose by 1, I'm coming back to this game.
Yeah, because we.
I don't know what these other games are. I think the Memphis Ole Miss game is tomorrow, maybe.
Both of them are.
Both are tomorrow. Memphis and Ole Miss. Memphis without Wiseman. I don't know who Ole Miss has. I still feel like Memphis should be able to get a win.
Memphis still has a good team. Wiseman
Right.
just over the hump as a possible great team.
Yeah. That was my mindset also. Kevin has different ideas. Kevin thinks Wiseman was the whole team, maybe.
No, I just think Ole Miss is just going to be a better team with Memphis missing Wiseman.
Didn't Ole Miss play decent last year?
Yeah, that's why. They're still
Yeah.
undefeated, I think, right now. I did zero research in my picks. I was just going off of what I remember last year. And I was like, Ole Miss wasn't too bad. They have
I did zero research on the Boston College DePaul game.
Oh, so
uh,
should have did zero research on all of them because you told me to make my picks without looking. So, well, make the picks from last night anyways, and I just did all of them without research. So we'll see how it goes.
oh, that's right. They got a new head coach, though. Oh, well, whatever. They have Kermit the Frog as a head coach at basketball for Ole Miss.
So
Okay.
did you already pick the games for next week? Then it looks like.
I'm working on it. Yeah.
Oh. Well, Stefan keeps talking about college basketball.
Okay.
So is Duke number 1 now?
For now,
Duke is number 1.
they're currently losing by 3 though to Georgetown.
And Georgetown's giving them the business so far.
Well, I don't know if a 3-point leads to business, but
They were just up 9-2, so
Also, Kentucky was losing last I saw, 16-15.
who were they playing?
Mount St. Mary's, something like that.
Rather tough.
if Kentucky loses to that, it's over. Their season's over.
It's gonna be another one of those years where they just
They're going to be a 9 seed in the tourney and make it all the way to the final.
or they'll be a 1 seed in the NIT
Yeah.
and lose.
Let's get a quick update for you. 'Cause, I mean, they were down like 16 at one point in their last game, so they did manage to win that. It's 23-22 with 5 minutes left in the first half. So.
And Kevin's loving this DePaul team. He's putting them in all our pick 'em.
No, there's just nothing. They're like one of the better teams right now, and there is nothing.
We're not doing those picks yet, though, right?
No,
Okay.
that's next week.
Gotcha.
They start Monday, I think. So, yeah.
So we'll see if I mean, me and Corey are going to be the exact same record still. Kevin has a chance to catch up to us
Yeah.
or fall behind by 1 more.
Yeah, no big deal. Double goal. I'm not worried.
Next week we will also be talking about our preseason tournaments, I guess you call them.
And maybe have a poll together next week.
Maybe.
Usually we do it after. I think the preseason tournaments is usually when we do
Okay.
the polls.
That's fine with me. I don't really like doing it every single week. It's a lot of effort
Yeah.
to do a real one.
Yeah.
I could put together my bullcrap preseason.
Especially right now. Like, I mean,
I'm okay with that as well.
so
I kept like looking at it. I was like, nobody else is doing it. I was like, I'm not gonna do it if nobody else is doing it.
Yeah.
that's the spirit. I think
And
that-
usually,
that was
usually
mine,
Kevin will
too.
be like, "Hey, can you guys like get this done so I can put the whole thing together?" And then
Yeah.
I'm like, "All right, I guess I'll do it."
I'm one of those ones where it's like, all right, let's see where we think we are, and then usually I'm not gonna stress for a poll until January.
Right?
I'll be right back.
All right, because I mean that's when college, like, conference play starts, so
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about it.
Right. But yeah, we'll have all the a whole bunch of them, anyways. The college preseason / holiday tournaments.
There aren't.
Syracuse playing that, or are they just playing in that little like? They're playing like some.
They're playing in that really small one where it's one day and then next day and then it's over.
Yeah.
They haven't played in
I feel like that's what they've been playing in lately. Like it's just like those little like small ones.
Yeah, they haven't played in like Maui since probably
Right.
the Maui one.
I feel like Maui and Battle for Atlantis are like the two like big ones.
Yeah, there's like
Like,
I miss the great like Alaska shootout and stuff like that.
I feel like they didn't really get like big teams at that tournament.
They would have like one or two. They would have like Duke or Kentucky or Syracuse. I was reading an article about it and how it came to demise, and basically it was saying that like all these other tournaments finally in warmer climates started appearing. So it's just like, we could go play in the Bahamas and Hawaii, or we could go to Anchorage, Alaska. That sounds like a blast.
Yeah, I'm sure all the top teams are not trying to go to Alaska.
Yeah. So,
But yeah, the thing I got like this big like list of like ranked like 22 of the preseason tournaments, and they've got the Battle for Atlantis as the top tournament this year.
yeah.
Which, I mean, I feel like top to bottom probably has the most talent.
What? Who does?
The Battle for Atlantis tournament this year.
Doesn't it normally?
Well, you've got the Maui that usually has.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
But Maui's not even. Where's Maui? Maui's not even ranked. They're ranked fourth. They've got Georgia, Dayton, Michigan State, Virginia Tech, Kansas, Chaminade, BYU, and UCLA.
Good old Chaminade.
At least they've switched it to now where it's like every other year with Chaminade. It's not every year with Chaminade being in there. So
That UNC Gonzaga game is getting more interesting, I think.
yeah,
I forgot.
Now that I've seen that UNC really is a one-person team this year. When he shot only like 15% from the field and they could barely win because of that, it's not good.
They've already announced the 2020 participants for Battle for Atlantis. It's Creighton, Duke, Ohio State, Texas A&M, Utah, West Virginia, Wichita State, and Marshall.
That's not a bad tourney.
No.
It's actually pretty good.
The Battle for Atlantis is like every year it puts up like a good.
It's turning into the top one, it looks like.
Yeah.
That's because who wouldn't want to go to Atlantis for?
Right.
Yeah, who wouldn't want to go to the Bahamas?
Exactly. That's like the Maui too. Like, who wouldn't want to go to Maui? Like, you'd be dumb if anybody said no. I don't want to go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this year's Maui, it's BYU, Chaminade, Dayton, Georgia, Kansas, Michigan State, I guess.
Kansas and Michigan State, yeah.
UCLA, Virginia Tech.
Who's Virginia Tech's coach now?
That is a good question. I just saw that the other day.
Buzz is Texas A&M this year, right?
Yeah.
And he put out a really good showing versus Gonzaga.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Looked like a good move for him.
North Carolina's next year's Maui.
Okay.
Along with Alabama, Davidson, Indiana, Providence, Stanford, Texas, and UNLV.
Kenny
All right,
Brooks.
I like our
is the
chances.
pick.
Where the fuck is Gonzaga playing next year? They don't even have anything locked up.
Nowhere.
I gotta play somewhere. Yeah, play somewhere.
No recruits, nothing coming in. They're junk next year. No one wants them.
Poking the bear there, Corey.
Now that he's not right next to me, I can.
All right. What did you say the second and third top tournaments were?
I didn't say it,
No.
but the Orlando Invitational, which I don't think I've ever heard of this one being played. Got Maryland, Temple, Harvard, Texas A&M, Fairfield, USC, Davidson, and Marquette. That's number 2. The number 3 is the Emerald Coast Classic, which I've heard of that one before. That's just a 4-team tournament. It's got Florida State, Tennessee, Purdue, and VCU.
I'm really searching for preseason college basketball tournaments.
For what?
For next season's preseason tournaments. But all I can get is this year, so.
Yeah, it's tough to find them.
Apparently
Unless it's one of those major ones, I feel like it's impossible to find. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure Gonzaga is going to get in somewhere, but who knows where.
Stephen, have you been watching any college basketball?
A little bit here and there. About a few games of watching this Duke Georgetown game kind of right now.
What about you, Kevin? Have you seen any of Washington or anything?
Yeah, I was impressed and not impressed with Washington. They're definitely a young team. You can definitely see it early in the first half of the Baylor game.
Yeah.
They had a lot of turnovers, and then they like gelled at the right time to win that game. I didn't catch any of the Tennessee loss, but I can only imagine it came down to turnovers. Let me check real quick. Because I feel like with that many freshmen on a team, you're definitely going to have turnovers.
Yeah.
And, I mean, after watching Baylor play today, though, I don't know how good of a win that Baylor win really is now. So
I know the AP was high on Baylor. I don't know what they are.
they're still pretty high, but they almost lost they struggled with Coastal Carolina today. So
Okay.
I
I
mean,
made it home when I drove home from South Carolina that day. Gonzaga played that night against the Texas A&M, and they put on a pretty good whooping of Texas A&M.
Yeah. But then didn't they just play somebody and struggle?
So then, they had another game. But
Go sit down. Yeah, I'm talking to Stefan. Go watch your show.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah, they played a game and they won, so that's all that matters.
They played a game and they
Win's a win, right? That's what I always hear when I say something about Syracuse struggling against a team, or win's a win. Doesn't matter who you're playing or how much you win by.
Washington had 17 turnovers in their game against Tennessee. So
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Yep. So they have some ball security issues.
because in their game after that, they only had 6. So
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna say that's actually a fixable problem. So if they can get that together, they'll be a team to reckon.
I'm trying to think. I can't think of his name right now. One of the 2 freshmen they brought in. They have the 2 6'9" guys, and they're sticking. He's sticking one of them up top of the 2-3 zone, and it's making them really long up there. So it's gonna be interesting to see how teams can adjust to that.
Well, we know the zone makes noise in the big tournament, so he just has to make it.
Isaiah Stewart was one of the guys, but I think I'm thinking of McDaniels, the guy from Rochester.
Okay.
Or no, the guy from Seattle, excuse me. There were 2, one from Rochester, one from Seattle. McDaniels looks pretty good up top. He's not a 3-point shooter, though, so he's definitely not a guard.
Yeah, go Shar.
You still talking stuff in?
This is why I wanted to do it later, because I'll be putting them to bed in 10 minutes.
Fine.
All right, keep talking about college football. Basketball.
It's bedtime, apparently. A little Syracuse talk, might as well.
Yeah.
They're looking a lot better with Gerard at the point instead of Carey, so it's gonna be interesting to see that their offense seems to be moving more with him up top.
I don't like to give them, I don't like to give them credit. So they show me something against a quality team, but they are beating the teams they're supposed to beat. So that's a good thing.
I think next week's game against Oklahoma State is going to be the true test.
Yeah.
Basically a 50-50 ball game, I think, and I think this is where you're going to see, because they're not playing against a tough defensive team, in my opinion. If they can manage to do something offensively, it'd be nice to see.
Is it a neutral site? Is that in one of the tournaments?
Yeah, that's the NIT.
Okay.
ESPN currently giving Syracuse 44% chance to win. Ooh, I forgot. Syracuse is playing Georgetown. Sweet.
Wait, Georgetown this week?
No, they're playing Georgetown the 14th of December.
Wow.
So it's coming up.
It'll be there before you know it.
Yeah. I mean, if they got Iowa, how's Iowa doing?
Okay, I'm not looking forward to the Gonzaga stretch, the 3-game stretch of.
Yeah, their 3-game stretch where it's gonna make or break their season. Yeah.
If they can win 2 out of 3, I'd be happy. If they lose all 3, I'm not going to be happy.
Well, if they win the middle one, how about that?
I think the middle one's North Carolina, so I'd be happy.
All right. They almost lost to
Washington, Carolina, and somebody
Texas.
else.
Texas Arlington was the team they held off. It says.
Can't remember who the last team is that they got to play.
Arizona.
Arizona,
It goes Washington, Arizona, UNC.
yeah. Wait, so North Carolina's the last one?
Yeah.
Even better.
So you wouldn't appreciate the middle sandwich.
No. I mean, a win over Arizona would still look nice. So.
Judging off of what I've seen, I haven't really paid attention to Gonzaga because they haven't really played anyone other than Texas A&M in that game. You can't really judge the team off of because Texas A&M looked like trash. But considering Mark Few and his team, I think they'll probably beat Washington just based off of the turnover issue that Washington will have still probably, unless something magic appears in the next 2 weeks. Arizona, I haven't even seen any of them play, so
Yeah, I haven't seen them yet either.
so I don't know. I'll throw that one up for us to pick, but I'm not gonna pick Washington unless stuff changes in the next couple weeks.
You're not gonna pick this is baffles me, man.
Apparently, Arizona is 58% right now favored against Gonzaga. Oh, it's in Arizona. That's why. Ooh, that's.
Now you're gonna pick Arizona. Okay.
I'll pick that one. Let's just look at Arizona's last 5. Northern Arizona 91-52, Illinois 90-69, San Jose State 87-39, New Mexico State 83-53, and then South Dakota State, Wentz's alma mater, gave them troubles. They won 71-64.
Say South Dakota State?
Yeah.
It's not Wentz's.
Oh, North Dakota. Sorry.
North Dakota.
Sorry. I knew it was one of the Dakotas.
Come at me, bro.
Whatever.
Yeah. They keep talking up somebody on Arizona. Do you know who it is, Corey?
Off the top of my head, no, but they had a lot of high recruits again.
Yeah. They were hyping up somebody. I can't think of who it was. I always hear about him.
I know what he looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of who his name is. But yeah, that'll be interesting stretch for Gonzaga right there. I really think
Is it Nick Mannion?
maybe.
I'll tell you in a second.
That's all I keep seeing pictures of is him.
No. Yes, it is. It's Nick Mannion. Yep.
Yeah.
He's like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
ginger.
yeah.
Nico Mannion,
Mannion.
and then Josh Green is their other one. They were both 8th and 9th recruits.
Yeah.
He's an angry
I
Irish.
really think that Gonzaga, if they're having like a tough game shooting the 3-ball, I think they're going to struggle because I feel like that's what they don't think they shot the best against that UT Arlington. And I don't think that their defense is as great as it's been in the past. So I think they've got a young team, though, and they should hopefully only improve as time goes on. Surprisingly, though, I think that the UT Arlington game was Tillian Kelly's first game back, and that was the game they struggled in. So
Welcome
supposed
back.
supposed to be like their best player, so that's good to know.
I'm trying to think of big surprises. I'm surprised right now that Georgetown's winning 22-14. I will say that. Kind of interested in this drop off with Arizona State. They lost to Colorado over in China, but they're 2-1. I haven't seen any other than the Colorado game, so I don't have anything to judge them on because I didn't really pay attention to that game. So,
Well, they lost their star player, so
yeah.
to the draft.
You know, and I sit here and I talk about that Gonzaga stretch right there, that 3-game stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Really, in this tournament, like they got to play. More likely, they'll be playing Seton Hall in the semis, and then if they get past Seton Hall, it'll be probably North Carolina. So possibly playing North Carolina twice, and playing Seton Hall, who I think Seton Hall is a legit team. I mean, they lost to Michigan State, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't have their best player that game.
Yeah. So I think they've got a pretty demanding schedule coming up here the next few weeks. But then they can coast from January to March, so it'll be okay.
I forget how to play hard competition.
St. Mary's will be tough, like always. At least one of the games will be tough.
Just quickly going through ESPN's biggest surprises. Nothing that stands out that I want to chime in about, though, apparently.
All right. Moving on to into some college football.
It's getting interesting among the pick'em.
Yeah. Where we
I
at?
lost my phone, so I can't look anything up anymore.
Joe is 37-23, and the rest of us are 35-25.
Bum, 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 bum.
I have not made my picks for the week.
Game 1 is Penn State, Ohio State. I think Ohio State's favored by 17 in this game. So, yeah. Stefan taking with everyone
I'm going
else.
safe. I gotta play it safe now.
Mr. I'm winning this shit is now playing it safe. Let's see here. We have Texas Baylor. Baylor looking to bounce back after a heartbreaking of a loss to Oklahoma, blowing a 31-7 lead. Losing at home, never easy.
And then Texas coming off a big win on the road, right? Or at home.
Something like that. Sounds right.
It was just last week, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
You have it up? I would look this up. Eloise is on my phone.
I'm looking it up right now. Week 12.
Because we just picked it. They had a big game.
Oh, we did pick it?
Yeah.
Well,
Might have been 2 weeks ago.
Iowa State.
Okay.
They lost to Iowa State 23-21.
Okay.
They
So
beat
they lost.
Kansas State 27-24. Apparently, we're a Texas podcast here.
So it was the Iowa State game.
Yeah.
Well, they're like DePaul, apparently. A good team in good games.
Moving on. We're all going Baylor there. And then we're finally split here. SMU Navy. Corey and Joe going SMU, which means probably our pick, Stefan Navy, who's favored by 54% on ESPN, is going to be wrong. 'Cause usually when they pick together, they stay together. Joe going solo with Pittsburgh. We're all taking Virginia Tech.
So he'll be the solo person tends to be right this year.
My fingers are crossed that he's wrong and I can conquer first place with the Navy and Virginia Tech game. And then we're all going Oregon. No one was biting on Arizona State at home, even though it is very tempting.
Well, you know, if you get to go to first place, and I get to go to first place also.
Yeah, I'm going to carry you with you, but, you know.
Oh, you're going to carry me with you. Is that what you're saying?
Hey, you copied my picks. Isn't that how that works?
I did not copy your picks. I had to pick 2 games to go against Joe. Those are the 2 games I wanted to go against Joe in.
It's fine.
It's fine. You're just riding his
Imitation. Imitation is the greatest form of flattery. I'm flattered, Stefan. Thanks.
Out of here. Fuck you both.
Don't be mad because you're just on a steady decline.
Yeah, 2 and 3, 2 and 3. I'm the one that's gonna be mad.
You dropped NASCAR. You're dropping college basketball. Football.
I'm gonna be mad if I go 2 and 3, Stefan, this week because I've been doing decent since week 10.
Have you guys realized that I'm just not a closer?
Start off hot and strong.
You closed your fantasy team closed last year. What's going on this year?
What fantasy team?
Your football.
Well, you did well in fantasy football last year, 2 years ago, right?
2 years ago I won it.
All
Not
right.
this year.
Oh, last year Matt won.
Seems so long ago.
Yeah.
Actually, it doesn't. I thought you won last year too. I try to forget about Matt's wins.
You beat Matt though.
Trying to keep my low profile.
Your low profile at 10-1.
Yes. No, I am playing the waiver game right this year. Apparently, because I think 3 weeks I've gone in and picked someone before their games, and they've just turned into pure gold for me. So,
I'm playing the bad luck game this year, being the 3rd highest scoring team and not having a winning record.
I mean, look at this. Look at it this way, Corey. You're more than likely going to stay in that average Joe division, so we'll get to play each other twice next year.
Yes, I will more than likely
Again.
be staying. I need to run my division so I have a winning record because having a losing record is pathetic.
If you drop out, though, look what happens. I dropped to the bottom division. Now I'm 10-1, sitting pretty.
Okay.
What, top 4 team in scoring? It's not a bad strategy. Go to the bottom. You just gotta make the playoffs, right?
Yeah, just gotta make the playoffs.
That's what I'm trying to do right now.
I just want to make the
If it takes
playoffs.
me scoring 81 points to get wins, I don't give a fuck. I'll do what I got to do. Okay.
Looks like that might be what it is for you.
Well, when your quarterbacks combined for I think 4 points.
Well, you just got a quarter of your score last week off of one player. So
True. Back.
I will say I do feel lucky with my pickup of Marlon Mack's backup.
yeah, Williams had a big game last night.
12.9 points for me.
Somehow Matt was able to pick up Will Fuller. I'm glad everyone was right on that.
I didn't even notice that. I only pay attention to my needs.
That got him a 14 because Will Fuller had 140 receiving yards.
Oh.
Luckily, I had DeAndre Hopkins and I countered that, but
Who dropped Will Fuller?
probably Gary, who
Probably.
dropped solid players. Gary or Colleen will drop superstars and just be like,
If Gary gets one bad week from a player, he's like, nah, fuck it, they're done. They're trash. But the rest of the season, they're getting 10, 10, 10, 10. Gary's like, nah, you just got me a 2? Fuck out of here, man.
I was just reading Will Fuller's thing because I was like, where the fuck? Who got him? He's literally averaging 80 receiving yards a game. So when he plays, he's missed 4 weeks, but when he plays,
Oh,
Wait,
and he was available, someone let him go. So
I just hope that Watson isn't going back to his fucking stretch where he's one bad game, one good game, one bad game, one good game.
I think with Will Fuller back, you're gonna have solid weeks.
Hopefully.
Corey or Stefan, you dropped OJ Howard.
Yeah, I dropped him a while ago. Somebody picked him up because I think he finally had like one good game. He had
Yeah,
like 10 points.
Sean did.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
And then I
find who
think
dropped Will Fuller.
And then I think he followed that up with another bad week.
Sean dropped Will Fuller.
No, I'm trying to find.
Oh.
Matt picked him up November 10th. So let's see here.
I had 5 players in that game last night.
Jeez.
It's risky.
You know, I will say I picked up Christian Kirk right before the Arizona game. Thanks, Colin.
Oh yeah, I don't worry, I heard about it.
Thanks, Colleen, for that. She dropped them November 7th. I think I picked him up right after that.
That's funny.
Man, he was out there for a while, it looks like.
He was probably hurt.
Yeah, he was last 4 weeks.
Yeah, so nobody wanted him because
Oh.
he was hurt.
So I
Yeah,
gotta go
but
way back.
When you have a really good player hurt, there's a spot called the IR that you can put him on.
Well, it took Matt how long to pick him up?
I really gotta look at these drops. I'm seeing some players that I can still pick up. Christian Kirk's been on that list a lot too. Will Fuller, where are you? I just want to know so you guys can be mad at him or her.
I really think it's scary.
We found out. October 21st. Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really was
He almost
surprised
made
that I
it a
got
month.
the win over Sean. He had Joey Bosa, and Joey Bosa only needed
I know.
like 2.5 points or something.
And I think Joey Bosa has been the best defensive lineman this year.
Mm-hmm. He only needed, what, like a couple tackles, and he would have been fine.
Well, I saw one tackle he got. And I thought it was a tackle for loss, and I was like, "Fuck, there it goes." But it must have been like right at the line of scrimmage or something.
Well, I
And then,
sent you the score when the game
Yeah,
ended. And
But
then
I think the whole first half he didn't get any tackles. Then I put the game on, and then of course he's got like a couple tackles. I was like, "Fuck, here we go."
turn it off.
I was like, "This is it." And then nothing happened. And I was like, "All right, well now I just gotta wait for the score adjustment because I'm sure he got a tackle somewhere that they just didn't count."
Yet Joey Bosa is the number 1 defensive lineman in fantasy, and you survived.
That's crazy.
Number 2 is Danielle Hunter, the guy who you said you normally like to have, and you didn't.
I drafted him 1 year,
Yeah.
and he did shit for me for like the first like bunch of games, and I got rid of him, and I never picked him up again. But he's been like lights out ever since then.
Yeah.
So I just stick with Cameron Jordan and Brandon.
Both Bosas are in the top 10.
Yeah, they're both studs.
I have number 3 with Aaron Donald. He'll take number 1 over after this week.
Kevin's new waiver wire strategy is just to pay attention to Gary and Colleen's drops, apparently.
That's a big part of it.
I just let my team ride. Let it go.
I did too.
I do
I was
too.
just trying to play law of averages. I know my team can't be that trash. It has to play out.
I thought that too, and then I put up 81 points in a win, and now I think my team really is just that trash.
See, I keep making minor movements in the waiver wire, and I keep improving my score somehow. So.
Like I used to be one of the higher scoring teams, and like I've just slowly been getting further and further behind everybody.
I'm hoping
Now I really just need the wins because points is not going to help me.
See, I did the opposite of you, Stefan. I started off scoring terribly, and now I'm one of the higher scoring teams.
I've just been consistent all year.
Consistent.
You've also consistently allowed everybody else to score against you. Not that you have a choice in the matter, but those are the worst years when you literally have no
Yeah,
control.
I scored more than everybody in your division. Matt has more than me, and somehow still Dave.
Yeah, see, Dave's got screwed too this year. Like,
Matt and Dave have scored more. Yeah, Dave is the same record as me, and he's the second scoring team.
right.
Yeah, Dave and I have had the bad luck.
Yeah.
I do like how at the end of each matchup it says, "Oh, this team would have this record, and if they played that schedule, your schedule, and you would have this if they played."
Right.
And when I played Matt, it said I'd have a 5-4 record. That was Matt's schedule, and then it said Matt would have a 7-2 record. So there's a little leeway there. He would have lost.
Well, there's a big advantage, I believe, if you know how to play fantasy a little bit in being in the division that you're in.
Yeah.
Because there's two people. There's one person that I don't think knows how to play very well, and there's one person that's just learning this year. So you have...
And then there's
you
one
do,
person.
So you
with
do
really...
have one player in there who knows what they're doing, but they're having bad luck.
Yeah, I was gonna say having really bad luck. He is my one loss. So hold on, I want to see what I didn't look at the recap for Stefan.
Oh, is that your one loss is against Dave?
Yeah.
That was weird. I just watched the whole Duke team. They all, except for one guy, slapped the floor on defense.
Well, they're ready.
They tied it up.
It's
Oh,
like
30.
one after another. It just went like down the line. And I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
They didn't give that with our matchup, Stefan. The whole record thing.
I don't know.
No. So
Right,
apparently,
they just know.
apparently
Yeah.
we would be that close to our record.
Nothing would have changed.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of NFL,
Dun, 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 dun.
Let's talk about it. The biggest story of the week.
Mason Rudolph.
Is that bigger than the Cap story?
It's a push.
It's a push.
So it's like you're in Stefan's record?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty comparable. Kaepernick got his workout finally, but then decided to do his own workout, which he could have just done that all along. So what was the point of pushing for this workout?
Keep his name relevant.
So haven't heard anything about anybody interested.
Do we think the whole thing helped or hurt?
Hurt.
But do you think he was even going to get a look without it, though? So, I mean, didn't it help in a way?
I don't think it helped
He was
at
never
all.
even going to get a chance without it.
I don't know. I don't even know what, like, the way I look at it is if teams were actually interested, they would just bring him in for their own workout. Right? Like, why does he have to go and why does he have to have like a pro day workout, basically? Like,
You already know he can throw. That's been established. His deep ball sucks, but, whatever. There's quarterbacks like Jameis Winston in the league. But it's the matter of can you, follow a team's rules when it's needed. And do not go against the grain, I guess, is what they're looking at.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even worry about that. if I watched that tryout, and from what all the media is saying, he can throw every ball. He only missed a few throws out of 60. That to me doesn't prove anything other than you can
No.
throw the ball. I haven't seen
you
you in
can-
a game yet in 3 years.
You
I
can
don't know
throw
if you
the
can
ball to
manage a
your
game.
friends. That's what that
What?
established. He can throw the ball to his friends because it was his people.
Yes, that's what I mean. I don't know if you can break a defense down. I don't know if you can read today's defenses.
Yeah.
I don't know how athletic you are.
Yeah, I don't
I don't
know
know
if you can run
anything.
anymore as a 32-year-old. Like, you're not young anymore.
I felt like all that showed is, yes, you can throw the ball. And now the media is like all in love with him because they're like, oh my God, he still can play. No, he still can throw. That's it.
Hmm
That's all he can do. That we know.
I like Stephen A. Smith.
But that's what I'm saying is like if somebody, but it's that the reason that nobody's bringing him in is just because of the backlash that you're going to get when you bring him in. And like, why not bring him in, put him on a practice squad? Why not bring him in or just have him as a backup and he's practicing with you? Then you'd be able to see how he looks in game like situations.
Right.
Well, nobody even wants to take that chance. And you're telling me that there's nowheres in the whole NFL where he would like be able to come in and just be on to practice with a team, even if he was only on like a limited contract.
Well, I think the part that hurt him, I didn't get to that part yet, was changing the location last second.
Yeah.
Because that shows that he's can't be trusted. He could do last second things. He could
Yeah.
tell a team right to their face, I won't protest. And then that first game, bam,
Right.
protesting.
Because, I
Right.
mean, he had all week to do this. And then all of a sudden, a few hours before, like, no.
Yeah. And I get his reasoning, but I wish he said that to them weeks ahead.
Or,
Like,
well,
I get that he wanted
well,
the
to be
media
fair-
because he didn't
To be
want...
fair, it wasn't weeks ahead. It was that week. It was scheduled that Tuesday. But
Okay, well, like the next day then
yeah,
tell
you
them
could
I
have
want the
said
media there.
something before that.
Because I get that he was nervous that he was going to try out and look good, and they were going to paint the narrative, nah, he's trash.
All right.
And I get that because the media wouldn't have been there to say, wait a second, he can throw.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I get that part of him backing himself up, but you had to do it like the next day or that day, like negotiate that.
Yeah.
That at least a
Like-
few media members
Like,
should be there.
hey, let ESPN, CBS, Fox in, you know?
Yeah, somebody. Yeah. I get what he was doing, but he went about it, or his reps, whoever is managing him, did it the wrong way.
Yeah.
And now he's in trouble. Well, not in trouble, but now I don't think he gets the shot.
No.
I don't think he's going to get a call.
Would
Then
you-
the whole debate is Stephen A. saying he didn't even think that Kaepernick wanted the call anyways, that it's all a publicity stunt, which could be true. I don't know.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, none of us know his true intentions.
Right. Because he said the way that the afterwards, how he came to the cameras and everything was all scripted.
Yeah.
We've been waiting 3 years.
Yeah, all that, yeah. That's Stephen A's take, though. I'm not sure I totally agree with that, but I think that was just an NFL call-out. Like, I did it. I'm here. I showed you I can throw. It's your move.
But the thing was you didn't do it because you didn't do what they wanted you to do, which
Right.
is, I think was what they wanted all along. Can you do what we want you to do?
Well, he wasted a lot of people's time because, I mean, you had 25 teams interested and you dwindled that down to 8.
Yeah. Who would make the effort?
And Pete Carroll had his own take on it.
What was
He
Pete
talked a
Carroll?
little bit about it, saying that the Seattle Seahawks were seriously interested. They really could use a backup for Russell Wilson, and they really could because I don't even know if I know their backup.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think I know a lot of teams' backups. to be
Right.
honest.
So, but he said he was disappointed in the move, and I think that's really the key. I think a lot of GMs and teams were.
Right. Oh, 'cause that's just like like if you're like that, like erratic, where you're just gonna change something last second. Like nobody's gonna have that trust that you're not gonna do something to damage the the way everybody sees the organization.
A lot.
But again, and this is where I brought it up with Antonio Brown, and I was right. I said the Patriots should just snag him because they can handle him. I feel like the Patriots could handle Cap. The instant he does something wrong, Bill Belichick would be like, bye.
See you.
So why not take a shot on him?
Do they really need him?
At a 42-year-old Brady?
I mean,
might.
hold on.
You
let
may.
Me, let me look up their backup before we.
I don't know how good Sudfeld is though. Maybe Sudfeld's really good and they're happy. I don't know.
It's the Jimmy G situation all over again.
Right. I was just thinking that that's a team that I know could handle that situation, and Bill Belichick has the balls to just be like, dude, bye.
Well, that's the same thing with Seattle. Seattle, I think, would have the balls to do it. They tried to bring him in once, and then for one reason or the other, they didn't sign him. So
you definitely need a coach with a strong personality. I think Pete Carroll, Mike Tomlin, Belichick all have strong personalities.
Patriots don't have Sudfeld, by the way.
Well, what's his name then? It starts with an S.
Stidham.
Maybe they're happy with Stidham.
I was like, wait a second. The Eagles have Sudfeld.
Yeah, sorry. Stidham.
By the way, Tom Brady listed as questionable right now on the.
He should be after his last week's performance.
His backup is a rookie out of Auburn, 4th round pick.
Yeah.
They also have Kessler on the team.
He's 14 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception.
For Stidham?
Yeah. 2 for 4. There we go. 14 yards. 11-yard pass total was his longest. Projected career. His projection is 3 for 6 for his career. They're giving him hope. I think the other big news, other than the Rudolph situation, was a future NFL player we forgot to cover about in college football. Alabama and Tua getting hurt.
Yeah, having the hip surgery, season over. Probably number 1 draft chances done.
Yep, and
chances. Not saying he was going to be, but
what's
Do you
scary?
stay at this point?
What's scary is that he's currently being considered probably being drafted by the Patriots. It's like, what? Hello, goodbye, Tom Brady. Hello, Tua.
I feel like Tua, though, has Mariota written all over him. Like a good player when healthy, but gets hurt all the damn time.
If he gets behind the right line, though, I mean, I think that's Mariota's problem is he doesn't have an offensive line to protect him. I don't know. I'm not going to say New England has a great line, but I'm just saying, like, if he gets behind the right offensive line, maybe Minnesota.
Well, that's what's weird is Tennessee's considered to have a decent line, but apparently only a good running line.
Mm-hmm.
Because they seem to open holes for Derrick Henry. They don't give Tannehill or Mariota much time, though.
They also open holes for the defensive line.
But yeah, I don't know. From what I'm reading, anyways, Burrows will be the number 1 pick, which I pray to God that's not true because the Bengals are looking like the number 1 pick, and I don't want that. Just take the safe bet, man. We saw the Bozas, they're studs. Chase Young, stud. Just take it. Do it.
It'll be okay, Corey.
We don't need Burrows. And Finley is god-awful. At this point, throw Dalton back in. I've seen enough.
Let's see here. It says round 1, pick 1, Cincinnati taking Joe Burrow.
Yeah, that's what I don't want.
Tampa Bay would get the 6th round pick, right, or 6th pick in the 1st round, and they're taking Justin Herbert.
I like him better than Burrows.
Mm-hmm. Trying to see where Tua fell to Oakland, but I don't see unless we're really at 19.
Well, Gruden loves his Alabama Clemson players, which right now seems to be working. The dude arguably is coach of the year.
Kentucky's up by 20 now. All's well.
All right.
Who would you pick for Coach of the Year right now if the season ended?
For football? For NFL?
Yeah. Do you like Shanahan and what he's doing with San Fran? Do you like what John Harbaugh's got going in Baltimore? Do you like that Mike Tomlin, without Bell, Brown, and Roethlisberger, has a 500 record? Do you like Gruden in 2 years has made that team 6-4, a winning record? Do you like Indy without Andrew Luck has a winning record? Do you like Frank Reich? Those I would say are the Green Bay coach and what he's doing. I can't recall his name because he's a rookie coach. I would say those are all the coaches probably up for it.
What about the Buffalo Bills head coach?
No, I don't like anything he's doing.
7-3.
7-3? You can't argue it. I mean, like, argue against it.
You can argue Pete Carroll too because he beat Shanahan and.
Andy
If
Reid.
it was my vote, I'd probably vote Harbaugh.
If it was my vote, I'd vote Carroll.
Will you vote that after the Eagles whoop that ass this weekend?
They aren't going to do that.
Stop.
And then you can jump right on the Carroll bandwagon.
Fucking go!
Stop.
Yes, I will be at the game. I'm gonna
Are you
raid.
going to go and wear a Bills jersey? Like you go to a Charlotte game and wear a Celtics jersey? Just some rando?
Oh, you were that guy, Stefan?
He
Jesus.
was that guy.
was.
People
If I
comment.
couldn't find any, I couldn't get any John Morant stuff that I wanted before I went to the game, so I wasn't gonna wear Hornet stuff. I don't
Those
care
are the
what
ones that make me mad. Like, just go neutral. If you can't support
Nah,
either team, go
I'm
neutral.
there. Watching a sport,
Ah,
I'm gonna wear
I like-
my shit.
I like the NBA too. That's why I'm here and wearing this shirt, because I like the NBA. I don't like these teams. I like this
I'm a
team.
fan of the NBA, so there's no reason for me to not.
Yeah, 2 people made a comment. Wrong game, buddy.
Hey, buddy. Celtics played last
Somebody-
night.
Somebody else booed me. Some old lady booed me
I'd boo you too.
because I think the Celtics just went in there like a week before and beat them.
Yeah.
It's almost as bad as having a jersey with your name on in the back for the Celtics.
Oh, those
Jesus.
those are the worst.
All
You're
right,
not
so
a member of the
at least
team.
I'm not the worst.
You're not a member of the team. Even though people say my team, it's not yours. You have no stock in it. You don't need your name on the jersey.
That's why I hate the Seattle 12th fan jerseys. Those make me mad too. It's like, no shit, you're a fan? Really? Like, I had no idea. Like,
Yeah, that was me though. That's what I did.
What about this game? You got some Philly shit you're gonna wear?
No, I don't have any Philly shit I'm gonna wear.
No, so Seattle stuff. You're back on that wagon.
I'll FedEx you some 12th man stuff for you. Double down on my hatred towards you.
I'm actually trying to get my buddy to get down there early so I can go. There's like a pro shop over in Jersey, like right over the state border,
Yep.
that I went to last time I was down there.
Is that where you got that Eagles hoodie?
I think so.
The gray one with like
I
the
wore
old school
that.
symbol?
Yeah, I wore that hoodie to the game. Because I remember that was the Buffalo game was the last game I went to. That's when it was like 70 degrees out in December, which it's not going to be that this weekend. FYI.
Is it snowing there or snow there? And
It's still a little today, but in Philly it's supposed to be like 40 something and like a 40% chance of rain.
Yeah. Do you have snow on the ground there, Syracuse?
I don't know if it's still on the ground.
He's got to check, so it was close.
No.
No.
It like melted, I think, like last weekend, over the weekend.
Yeah.
But But yeah, hopefully. I mean, I'd rather sit in a game. I'd rather be out in the game when it's snowing, watching a game than fucking get stuck in some rain.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's not like the fucking Bills game. Like it was pouring. Luckily, the seats I had were phenomenal. Because I got upgraded to my buddy's seats.
Mm.
But we do not have those kind of seats in Philadelphia. We are definitely up in the upper tier.
Our Charlotte seats weren't too bad.
No, they were nice seats. They were good. I liked them.
Yeah, the Atlanta game. I was telling you, I'm going to see Atlanta, Kevin, too. 'Cause
Yeah.
I wanted to see Vince Carter's last year, but I'm
Mhm.
going in Charlotte. I was gonna go to Atlanta, but those tickets are pricey.
Yeah.
So I'm in row J. So the first row is row A. So I'm in row 10
It's not bad.
from the court. Only 30 guys.
Thanks for doing that for me. I was doing it over here. I was like,
So row 10 from the court for $30.
wow. Impressive.
It's because Atlanta and Charlotte are junk.
Trash.
Yeah, but Memphis isn't anything either.
I know, but I think the Ja Morant made it bump up a little bit.
Yeah, dude, there were so many Ja Morant fans there. Like literally,
Yeah,
everybody were cheering on Ja Morant.
Oh, wow.
I forgot to
It's
say
crazy.
that, Kevin. We were like there. We're like looking around. We're like, why is there all these Morant jerseys and shirts like all over? There's like more Morant fans than Charlotte. And then we looked it up. Morant played high school in South Carolina.
So you basically sat with his family.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. Because everybody was like, they'd be like on the phone, like, yeah, like Ja, like he just scored some points, like he's doing really good. I think we're like,
He's
what?
doing a
Like, do
decent
these people
job.
know this, like Ja personally? Like, Ja like trying to like get in with these people or what? Like,
He's
I
doing
thought we
a
were at
decent
a Charlotte
job.
game.
I don't even
Yeah,
know
that-
how I got here. Someone just said, "Come join me," and threw me a piece of paper.
and they only stayed for like half the game, so Ja probably paid for like all these people to come. Like, they're like, ah, fuck it, this game's over.
That was crazy. I haven't been to a home game where the away team had more.
Yeah, like, and every time Ja would do something, like the place would just go nuts.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't just around us. Like the whole stadium, like it's like crazy.
The Hornets are probably like, what the fuck?
How do we play Atlanta more?
That was the weirdest thing. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck's going on here? But it was fun. I had a good time.
Yeah, it was good. It was good because it was such a good game too.
Yeah, that was a nice thing too. It came down to
Yeah, I really thought we were gonna get an overtime game, and I was like, yes. And
that.
then he did that, and I was like, well, that was cool too.
Yeah, he kind of deserves the win after that.
Yeah.
Those are the ones you want. You don't want a blowout one way or the other.
No.
Yeah, which I think the last game. So I went to the last NBA game I went to was the Celtics game against the Rockets in Boston, and it was like a blowout game for like most of the game, I think, and then the Celtics made like a run like towards the end, but it was just too much, and they weren't able to finish off the run.
So you've seen James Harden live?
Yeah, remember I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh, going down to South Carolina or something
Yep.
already.
Yep.
Otherwise, you would have gone with us.
Yeah, I wanted to go to that. But still, now that I'm by some major cities, I want to try to go to some more games.
Yeah, you should be able to. Probably pretty cheap, fairly cheap, I think.
For Charlotte, I mean, if I go to Charlotte games, yeah. I looked up
Yeah.
the Lakers though; those seats we had, the same exact seats to see the Lakers, $249.
Jesus.
LeBron effect.
Yeah, the LeBron effect is in full effect.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah. So we see Ja Morant for $60, LeBron for $250 a pop.
Maybe in 5 years that'll be the same price for Ja.
Yeah, all right. That's what you got to do: catch these rookies before they blow.
All right.
Well, I wanted to see Zion bastards out for so damn long.
I don't know.
Jesus. I'm just doing some comparison for you, Corey. minimum ticket prices for a Portland Trail Blazer game. They play the Kings December 4th. Tickets start at $12. They play the Lakers 2 days later, $117.
Yeah. Yep. It's real.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, $12, man. That's because Charlotte, the cheapest seat.
2
is
days
$7.
later, it drops right back down to 13 against OKC.
Yeah. Yeah. The LeBron effect sucks.
All the other ones, yeah. Their next highest one is the Lakers again at 117.
That's why I wanted to see Zion this year, because if he does turn into a stud, the Zion effect's going to happen, and I don't want to pay that.
Yeah, that'll happen quick, I'm sure.
Tickets
Yeah.
start for the New Orleans Pelicans. They play December 23rd at $35.
Yeah. Yeah. If he should be back right by then.
Yeah,
Wasn't it only 8 weeks he was going to miss?
6 to 8. Yeah. Charlotte though, $10.
$10 make you holler.
How close can? That's a good question. How close can you get to the court without breaking triple digits?
That's all I was looking for.
No, I can get behind the basket for 60.
Nice.
When they bringing the Seattle Supersonics back?
As soon as they build a new arena
There.
or finish the renovation, I should say.
Our Carolina tour was okay of the stadium.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun.
We learned that they're called the Carolina Panthers, and they stuck to it by taking soil from all 146 counties of South Carolina and North Carolina, and that's the soil they play on their field.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. And they had to redo the field, and they took all the soil off. And people stole it. They had to have, like, security or something.
Yeah.
Then they had to do it all over again. I went to the MLS Cup Finals. That was an interesting experience. Most attended event for CenturyLink Field, because they sold like 200 extra standing room only tickets for the game. Super
So
loud.
how many about?
How much was it? 69 to something, 250.
Oh, wow, that's pretty good. Because didn't the guy tell us that they have some MLS games at the Carolina Stadium, and they try to sell around 3,000 if they can?
They do international games. I don't know
Oh,
if they
internet.
do games.
Yeah, he said if they do 2,000 to 3,000, then they're happy.
Well, Seattle averages 43. Usually they have stuff roped off. Tickets sold out for this game in 20 minutes. So, needless to say, it was a hot ticket. I think the cheapest tickets I could find were for $300. Luckily, I have connections and got them for free. So I paid, and I found $5 or $7 parking a mile away from the stadium. So most of my money was spent on beer and food.
Yeah, that was clutch on Stefan's part. He found cheap parking.
Yeah. I think it's Parking Hero is the app I used.
Yeah, what did we pay? Like 10? We didn't pay
Yeah,
that.
$10, and we were legit, like, I don't know,
We were right next to the
not
stadium.
even 100 yards from the stadium. Maybe
It was
50.
actually better parking than what I was originally looking for. What I was looking for. And I think it was cheaper too.
69,274 was the final number. It was super loud when they
I'll be
scored.
right back.
They scored 3 times. I think the final score ended up being 3-1, and every time they scored, it registered on their earthquake meters. So that was kind of funny. Definitely a cool experience to see that many, like, largest event I think I've ever attended, other than the Women's World Cup, maybe. So kind of interesting. I had fun. Made me want to go to like a football game too. I wish like the Super Bowl could come to Seattle if it was feasibly possible.
I mean, it could at some point, right?
It's cold though. I mean,
They've gotten over that hump. They did one in New York. At New York,
they
Doesn't
did
have
one
to be in a warm place.
they
Remember?
did do the one in Minnesota too, I guess.
Yeah.
I think the next couple Super Bowls are set. Super Bowl.
Yeah. They usually have like 2 or 3 of them in advance. Maybe someday.
Maybe someday. Then I have to find a new connection for that one. Let's see here. This year, it's gonna be in Miami.
I was gonna say I thought Miami.
Following year is Tampa.
They're staying in Florida. Good.
Mhm.
Smart choice.
Warm places. In 2024 is New Orleans. Where's 21? Los Angeles in 2022. In 2023 would be Phoenix.
All warm.
All warm.
Maybe they'll shake things up and go cold after that.
Show some Pacific Northwest love. Alright. We got anything else? Nothing?
You guys got anything else?
I got nothing. Corey's gone.
Oh, I didn't realize he was gone.
I think that's a good spot to end it. Duke's now up by 9, so apparently they figured stuff out at halftime. Thanks.
Worked it out.
Ooh, a little full court press. Alright, anyway. Till next time. Always cool.
Peace out.